Hey you guys, what is up? This is SuperGirlKels. Welcome back to another lovely Monday video where every single Mondays we upload content on gaming, reviews, coaching, Smash, and more that you can't get anywhere else. If you're interested to see all that I do, visit my website SuperGirlKels.com. Alright everyone, welcome back to another SGK discussion, which was long overdue. I'm so happy you guys are here today and I hope you are staying safe. I had this idea that I've really wanted to talk about for a very long time, and I feel like it's a discussion that a lot of people have been having in the Smash community, and a lot of thoughts that people have been having in general in terms of anxiety about their Smash careers and more. As you guys know, we're currently in about 6 months of quarantine due to the pandemic, COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, that has really outbreaked around the world starting in January and has really become a problem in March. The virus causes not only the sick and body aches and pain and fever and all of that you just don't want to catch from a flu, but there's also physical and mental health issues that come out of when you survive or get through COVID, and this has really put a strain on a lot of people, has affected a lot of families, work environments, and more. Governments around the world have completely shut down basically society, where restaurants were closed, work was closed, parties were not able to happen, and of course large groups of people to stop the pandemic from spreading as fast as possible in order for hospitals to maintain these contractions so that they can help cure and they can help treat most people. Of course, a lot of people were not fortunate to make it out. There has been a lot of casualties as well, as this is such a new virus and it is so powerful, killing a lot of elderly people and also young as well, and it's really unfair and sad. As we are cautious and getting into our new norm, we are told to wear masks when going out, and as the public has been slowly opening up again, so has work environments, restaurants, schools, and more, which is really scary because we know that we are expecting the second wave at any day. The USA, having the largest numbers right now in cases, have already experienced their second wave, while the rest of the world still has not, but is expected to come very soon. Again, we are 6 months into this pandemic, and only now we're experiencing the second wave, which means we could probably say that only in about 6 months can we start seeing some true improvement. Now we need to start talking about the Smash community. Obviously, because of these restrictions, Smash tournaments were officially closed, including local tournaments and big major events as well across the world. Our hyped up tours from all of 2020 was completely canceled, including the PGRU, which is the official ranking system for worldwide players to earn sponsorships, qualifications, and more for eSports players around the world. Luckily, we do play a game that is able to go online and play with players around the world. Now, it's not exactly good, and I did make an entire video based on the problems with the Smash Online experience, and if you guys are interested in seeing that, you could click the link in the description below. But with these problems that are occurring from the online community, there are a lot of players that are quickly leaving or showing no interest in Smash Ultimate. This is a very scary thing because we see passionate players and top players that are quitting, retiring, or just simply waiting for offline tournaments to come back, when that's not even a guarantee. I keep seeing tweets about, oh man, I can't wait to body you offline, or I can't wait to go back to these tournaments offline, or so I'm not playing until offline. And I don't think people realize that that just might not happen. As we do have an amazing ranking system being done right now from the online community, as the Wi-Fi World Rankings, which qualify a bunch of tournaments that are online with more than either, a certain amount of players or top players around the world attending, and even with pop bonuses, get put together and create a top 100 rank system as to who are the current best players in the online community. They just finished off the recent season, which has been the biggest season yet, since of course we are restricted from playing offline, so players are now going on. But as the weeks are going by, less and less players are attending these tournaments and viewership as well. Tournaments like GOML, 2GG, MSM, and more are literally losing viewers from when we had offline tournaments that had over maybe 30,000 viewers and now down to less than 1,000. This is scary because obviously we know organizations within the Smash community have been so affected by the pandemic. Local tournaments specific are losing the profit to pay for rents for their local scene to continue when offline tournaments do return, and more. This will eventually cause local scenes to lose their scene essentially forever, and there won't be any rankings for that scene ever again because simply the TOs just won't be able to afford it. Companies and organizations within esports as well have completely lost their jobs and have even shut down their org and venues due to bankruptcy from the pandemic. So even when this all ends, people need to now start from scratch and make money again from either cheap venues or their day-to-day jobs in order to start succeeding back in esports. Now, the biggest problem comes with the offline big major tournaments. When this all ends and we do have these big tournaments begin, how are we going to protect ourselves? As you guys know, offline tournaments aren't exactly the most comfortable of venues. You have a big, large room with tons and tons and thousands of people in the same room, headbutting each other, scrambling, breathing on each other to get from place to place. Genesis was a fantastic example of this, where I literally had to stand on chairs to see where I had to go, and then plan my way to go under people's legs to really get to where I needed to be. My point here is that, is this going to be a safe future for the Smash community? How are we going to prevent the pandemic from spiking up for a third time or from starting within our community to get others sick? Of course, playing against your players is easy to avoid contact, where you just don't have to handshake, you don't need to fist bump or talk to the player, for example. But when it comes sitting right next to them and they might cough or in your face, or even just passing someone next to you and being in the same room with these sweat glands all over the place, it's going to become a problem. Washrooms as well, if you've ever noticed, there's usually only 1 to 2 bathrooms in these rooms, and they have a line out the door, especially for the men's bathroom. I love being a woman. The stages are filled, of course, with players that have constantly been sitting on the chairs, using the equipment on the desks and more, which can contaminate equipment and such that others can get sick from. This also, of course, does comply to the chairs that you naturally sit on when you're playing against your opponent in the venue. Any chair you sit on, if players have touched, come into contact with their germs or anything like that, they can contract viruses. Finally, Smash players are stubborn, and not a lot of them are clean from experience. I know many players that know that they're very ill, even if it's just a cough or a cold or a flu, and they go to these tournaments. Of course, they go through security, whatever, all that, but then we end up leaving a tournament and almost the entire venue has caught a flu that is named after the tournament, where, for example, there was the Apex flu back in 2015, where everyone caught a cold that somebody has started out on. Smash players don't care. If they're sick, they will go to a tournament, and they don't want to do their best to not get anyone sick. There, of course, are people who do care and will cover up, wear masks, all that, but it's not the same. I'm completely concerned for our future. I feel like, unfortunately, our days of being in a room all together, squished together, might come to an end. I feel organizers around the world are trying their best to find a way to have safety measures in a tournament while also guaranteeing that none of us will be sick before actually complying to new tournaments. This can take a very long thought process and can also be quite expensive in terms of budget. The way layouts have to be done in venues, the way security must handle it. Maybe there will be tests done at the door, and that is itself is going to be one question, that is that going to happen, and is that even affordable? I want to bring up one last problem, is Smash Ultimate in general. As we're online, we're seeing players, of course, complain about certain characters online. Sonic, Rob, Cloud, Samus. These characters have been affected, and public now hates them and also makes viewers and spectators completely hate watching Smash Ultimate in general. As Smash Ultimate keeps gaining new updates, they aren't exactly the best and most exciting ones. Min Min, for example, released a month or so ago, and players have already all forgotten about the character and is one of the least played characters online. Patches have been a disappointment to many fans and competitive players in the community, where buffs and nerfs have been made and associated to characters that may have just not needed it or just not useful to really change up the meta. My point here is that the game is going to slowly die. If we date our community back to Smash 64's competitive scene and going to Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Smash 4, we know that the competitive scene for these specific games have maybe lasted from 4 to 5 years and then have continued to really fall into interest from sponsors, players, attendees, and more. So my question to you is, will you be playing Smash Ultimate when offline tournaments come back, if they come back? Now, let's imagine tournaments coming back for a second. You know, are you gonna feel safe to go? Are you the first one in line? Are you gonna be the right age and mindset to start playing this again? Have you taken a 3-year break or 2-year break from this game and realized that maybe there's some newer games out there or more fun opportunities within esports other than Smash that was out 4 years ago? We have not received any updates from Nintendo at all since the pandemic has begun. We've had little mini directs here and there, but nothing too big, so we don't exactly know the plans for Smash Ultimate. We do know we are due for new characters being updated and released very, very soon, but that is all we know, which could be affected also by the pandemic, as announcements might be made and released quite later than planned. Although we're getting this support, is that enough interest for the players? I personally know many players that already told me that this is it. This pandemic has stopped them from competing, and they're at an age where when we're back into competing offline, that they're gonna just be too old, or they're just not gonna be ready to compete anymore due to job opportunities, school, or such, or more. I'm 25 years old, for example, and when Smash tournaments do come back, let's say a year from now or two, I'm gonna potentially be 26, 27 years old. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know what my life holds. A lot of top players in the community have been around since Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I don't know where they're going to be as they're entering their 30s in the next year. These players have really defined what it is to be esports within the Smash community and have inspired many up-and-coming players to start and continue our community. Of course, there is the rebuttal of there are many players that have been introduced to Smash from Smash Ultimate. A lot of top players that you see in our community are 15, 16, 17 years old that are coming in just bodying the top players, and they are kind of the next generation of our community. It would be up to these players to really continue out Smash Ultimate if they do want to prevail until we do have a next Smash iteration for the next generation gen consoles, which for Nintendo is probably in about 4 to 5 years. People are expecting this pandemic to be gone by Christmas. They're literally just like, yeah, man, like 2021, we got offline tournaments. It's really not that simple. The USA numbers in terms of affected people in the civilization are literally going up. They're not going down. It's not getting any better. While, like I said in the beginning of the video, the rest of the world has not even experienced the second wave yet. School, work, and more has just opened up and just started again, while people are getting a little impatient and starting to party on their own time with more than 10 people in a crowd, which is the law here in Canada. So of course we are expecting that second wave very soon around the world, which can relapse us back to where we were back in March. I think this is just the beginning. I don't think we're getting tournaments anytime soon. I feel like 2021 is going to be the start of us healing, but I don't think it's going to be the comeback. I really feel 2022 might be that beginning, but again, we don't know, right? It also depends on when are we getting this vaccine. There is no vaccine that has been made. We've heard about tests, we've heard about that they're making progress, that they found something, and now they have to do, experiments and such. But when is this going to be available to the public? Who is getting it first? This is all questions for the economy, of course, and the government as to where they decide what's going where first, and when and how this is going to affect our our countries, right? And us as human beings. So we have to be safe and we have to be patient. The best thing you can do to speed up this process, of course, is to wear a fucking mask. If you're going out, wear a fucking mask. The best way to prevent yourself from getting sick, from contracting germs, from spreading germs if you are sick, is to cover your nose and your mouth at all times. If you're touching things, wash your hands, don't touch your face, which is probably the most thing that people do every single day, myself included. So I know this was kind of like a messy topic, and I didn't have a script for this, so my words were kind of all over the place and weren't exactly scripted, but I hope you guys are understanding what I'm getting. I just have questions as to, you know, when are Smash tournaments coming back? How are they going to handle the big crowds, the germs, all of that, and you know, how many people are still going to be playing Smash Ultimate? By now, Smash is almost 3 years old. We're going to be getting into our, third and a half year very, very shortly. So I don't really know who's going to be staying around once that final DLC character releases. If we're going to follow the same timeline as Smash 4, where once that DLC was out and Bayonetta started, taking over tournaments and we stopped getting support for the game in terms of patches, that's when players really started dropping in attendance. So is that going to continue? Is Smash Ultimate going to die because of this pandemic? And that's what I meant by this title. How is PGRU going to handle this? Are they going to start doing online? Is the history and is the career of the Smash Ultimate community going to now be online? Is this our future? I don't know. And that's why I want to make this video. This isn't, of course, an attack to anyone or anything, but these are questions I have, and reality hopefully being put into people's minds, and opportunities that we can hopefully make from this. So I'd like to know your thoughts and opinions down below, if you think that we will be coming back from this, or if you think that this is it for Smash Ultimate and you think that our career is now based on the online world in esports for Smash, at least until at least maybe the next generation. Very curious to know what you guys think. This is a big topic and I'd love to make a part 2 about this maybe eventually, but let me know in the comments below, guys. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Visit my website www.SuperGirlKels.com for tournament streams, news, music, merch, coaching, and more that you can't get anywhere else. I'll see you guys next week for another fantastic video. Less negative in terms of this one, but definitely want to know your thoughts on everything. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone. I love you. Stay safe and stay smart.